best of luck. So.
It's like I'm the anchor on this one. For those of you who haven't met yet, my name is Matt Kelly. I've had the pleasure of knowing the groom for over 20 years at this point. And Rob's always been more than just a friend to me. He's been somewhat of a mentor in my life. See, Rob's a year older than me, so growing up I often had the pleasure of watching him make decisions in his life, and then depending on how those things worked out, I would determine whether or not to follow suit. And in almost every occasion, taking Rob's advice, following in his footsteps, would always put me in a better place in my life, but there were certain instances where I did take Rob's advice, and I certainly second-guessed myself. And I'd like to tell you about a few of those incidences. One of Rob's earliest professions, he was a golf club cleaner at a country club in Sharon, Massachusetts. I was about 14 or 15 at the time, and I was also seeking employment. And Rob recommended to me that I, too, should take up the profession of golf club cleaning. Because, one, I could make some really good money, and two, it would give me the opportunity to work outside. So I took Rob's advice, and I became a golf club cleaner at a country club in Canton, Massachusetts. Now, truth be told, I was completely misled by Rob in this position. I virtually made no money that summer, and nor did I get to work outside. Rather, I was confined to a sweltering, brick-walled bag room in the basement of a country club. I was given a steel-toothed brush and like a bucket of muddy water and like a never-ending supply of golf clubs. It was like disastrous. Just about that time, I was starting at the country club. Rob made a drastic change in his career path. And he became a senior sales associate of women's apparel and women's shoes at a very fine clothing boutique in Canton, Massachusetts. And I observed Rob, and I could clearly see that he had made a major leap forward in his career. And I said to myself, should I join Rob in the women's apparel business? In the end, I decided against it because Rob had expressed to me some displeasure he had with this particular line of work. So, rather than join Rob in the apparel business, I decided to rather add to his displeasure in his job by sitting at home and calling the store and complaining to management that the senior sales associate of women's shoes had solicited my grandmother 2 left shoes. This is true. Or I would call the store and demand that the senior sales associate of women's shoes be paged on the loudspeakers. And I would do this repeatedly during Rob's shifts, tormenting him. Sorry. If we fast forward a couple of years, I'm a senior year in college. Rob is in his first year out in the workforce. And this was a pivotal moment in my life because I was truly undecided as to which career path to embark upon. And I said, who better to turn to than my good friend Rob Sykes? So I remember coming home one weekend from college, meeting up with Rob, and he was so excited to tell me about his new job as a fund accountant. And he was telling me how sought after this position was, and how many of his classmates at Providence he had to beat out for this position, and how it was such a prestigious role within the financial community. And I could clearly tell that Rob had changed when taking this position. He was a lot more confident. He had a bit of a swagger to him. He started wearing his cell phone on his hip. And that was before it was fashionable. He was adding all these complex financial terms to his vocabulary. And I said to myself, this guy has made it in the world. I want a prestigious position like that when I graduate college. So sure enough, June 2002, there I am, first job out of college. I'm a fund accountant, and just like Rob, I thought I was at the top of the food chain and I had made it in the world. Until I was at my first corporate outing, and I overheard a very senior level executive in my company casually refer to fund accountants as the crustaceans of the financial community. So I was devastated because I knew I was never going to reach the fame and fortune that Rob had promised me. But honestly, the point of the story is this. even to this day, I would take Rob's advice any day of the week. Because as you heard, he's the most honest, stand-up, genuine guy you will ever meet. And, you know, I was genuinely happy for him when he met Katie. And she started to get Rob to come out of his shell. He began participating in activities that I never expected. He started skiing these huge mountains all over the country, and this was a guy who was nervous to jump in a swimming pool for fear of taking water up the nose. That's true. He's still afraid of it today. And he's become a lot more sophisticated too now. He's playing tennis, he's cooking, you know, cooking nice meals. He's wearing cashmere sweater vests that were popular in the early 90s. Now, Rob, I just want to say you are one lucky guy, because tomorrow you get to walk out of the church with a beautiful, caring, talented young woman. And Katie, well, I guess you get to walk out of the church with Rob. So I wish you all the best in the future together. Congratulations, guys.
That was too much.
Yeah, guys.